Thanks for staying with us. In a bid to increase logistics efficiency, reduce traffic congestion, enhance smart parking, improve road safety and maintain orderliness, the Lagos State government is set to enforce the implementation of the e-call-up system for articulated vehicles and tankers along the Lekki-Epe corridor. And the policy will commence on Monday, June 17, 2025. Joining us this morning to let you know all you need to know about the scheme is the Senior Advisor to the Governor, Transportation, Shola Giwa. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Morning, special advisor. Special advisor.
Always good to be here.
Yes, yes. You're welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So when Nigerians naturally hear e-call-up, they hear money. There's going to be like a queue, and then people have to pay to have access. So we brought you here to break it down for us. What exactly does this e-call-up system mean for that access?
Thank you very much. I think what we should do is talk numbers.
Okay.
Okay. So if we talk numbers, that will be able to give us the right perspective because we can actually go to why.
Okay. Okay.
So I want you to look at Lagos and Nigeria. The landmass of Nigeria is about 923 square kilometers. That of Lagos is about 373,000 square. However, the actual landmass of Lagos is about 2,700 square kilometers. That means that Lagos State represents only 0.39% of the entire landmass of Nigeria. Hold that is, we have less than 1%, not even up to 0.5% of the landmass. That is Lagos. Now that's one. What is the population of Lagos? It's about 250 thereabout. What is the population of Nigeria? About 250. That means that we have about 10% of the entire population of the country, less than 1% of the landmass of Lagos.
Wow.
Are you there?
Yes.
What is the population density of Lagos in comparison to that of Nigeria? Lagos owns about 6,700 square people per kilometer of road, while that of the nation is about 400
My
people.
goodness.
You see that? Yeah. Meanwhile, in some areas, the density is about 10,000 people per square kilometer. Take Island, take Koshofe, then you know what I'm saying. Now, in terms of GDP, what does Lagos contribute? About 60% of the industries and the commercial activities of Nigeria is here. And we are, depending on how you say it, we are putting into the system, the Nigerian GDP, about 15 to 30%, depending on which calculation you use. Hold that. What is the vehicular density of Lagos in comparison to Nigeria? Lagos is about 400 vehicles per kilometer of road. Nigeria has about just 40, 35, depending on which you use. Compare. So you're saying it. 6,700 people per kilometer, square kilometer. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
400 vehicles per kilometer of road.
Wow.
Compare that to the nation. You know what that means is that our success in Lagos is our albatross. The more we do, the more the governor of Lagos State, who is doing a wonderful job, my governor, Mr. Apapa is doing a fantastic job of putting things in place to make sure that we have the best economy. Right now, Lagos economy is third economy, now fourth economy in the whole of Africa. So if Lagos State were a state, we will be the fifth economy.
Or a country.
Yeah,
Lagos
a country.
Country,
Thank you. In Nigeria. So I want you to put this thing into perspective. Now hold that thought. You remember First
Yeah.
years when it was created. You remember Apapa when the Baba Olowo, they are so rest in peace, ambition a GRA for people to stay. Also think about Satellite Town. These were elitist area, neighborhood. Now, what happened? Industry came. The port came. Tank farms, that place right now, you don't want to stay there. I know Nima is always calling me.
I was going to say your best friend. It's not here.
Now, Lekki axis, that is the fastest developing real estate in the whole of this sub-African. So, as a proactive government,
Which we like that word. We love it.
do we
Instead
have
of
to fold our
waiting.
hands
And watch.
Currently, in the Apapa port and Mile 2, the Tinkan, they do average about 2,600 trucks in a day.
Okay.
That's what they do in that port.
Wow.
Now, Dangote will be doing about 6,000. So imagine what is happening in that
6,000 per day.
Multiplied in that corner.
Yes, in that corner, in that stretch that you and I fancy that we want to live.
Only one way in, one way out.
One way in, one way out, even though there's still something coming up.
Okay.
Okay.
So put this in perspective.
So we have gotten to the why now.
Now, the why, the reason is what I've, so
Yeah,
you see that,
yeah.
that we need to allow these trucks that are coming to take the essential product that we all need.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm coming. So before I even move, there's still another number I need to give you.
Okay.
Averagely in Lagos, the man-hour loss is about 2.2 hours per day. Both ways. That means every
Man-hour loss.
Man-hour loss due to these
Traffic.
things that I gave you earlier. These numbers I gave you. That means an average person loses about 4.4 hours per day due to traffic congestion.
Yeah.
And that, in its entirety, costs we're losing about 4 trillion as a nation.
Money. Talk less of mental
In
health.
what can come. Talk less of mental health. And you know the people that are most affected? The middle class.
Middle class,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are the one, especially the lower class are also very, very, because they are the one that takes the commuter buses, usually mostly informal.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what they're losing. So we need to be able to put money in our people. That's why the governor is voted in, so that we can put things in the pocket of Lagos and put money in their pocket. Now, with all this said, look at an average tanker or a truck. At what speed do they move?
Okay.
They move slowly.
Yeah. They don't fall.
Now, also bring into perspective that thing that I told you, that the average vehicular density of Lagos is about 400. That is 430 vehicles per kilometer of road. What is that? The length of that road itself.
Yes.
Do you understand it now? Now, if you stop doing go slow and you buy Gala,
Yes.
For instance.
and it takes you about 30 minutes.
You have added.
It takes you about, no, I'm coming, about 30 seconds to do that transaction. Because of that vehicular density, you're going to see 5 minutes of backlog.
Yeah.
And it will take 30 minutes before it clears. That's why
Everything
sometimes
adds up.
Yeah.
you see, where is this traffic coming?
coming
You get there,
from?
you
You
can
can
see
see nothing.
You
Everything
realize that it
adds
is
up.
Shola that has already bought
Gala.
there. Imagine how many galas you buy on our road. Now that is for cars.
Yeah.
Now
Interesting.
imagine a truck
Trucks.
breaking down on that road.
Forget it.
So that is why we now say, as a state that sees the potential of this state, that want to make Lagos State a smart city, which it already is, and we're going to get it better. We now said,
Okay.
for us to be able to get this, we need to do what is called ton by ton.
Okay.
Ton by ton. That is when you come only when you want to come and buy fuel.
Yes.
When you have business to come there, that is only when you can come. Don't
Come
turn
as-
our road, that coastal city
Into parking
that coastal road that we have done now, that we are all happy about.
Yes.
Before you know
Trucks will start.
what is going to happen, you start parking there.
Yeah.
Because where these guys are coming from all the way from the north, different parts, to come to this Lagos State that is
Already.
holding
packed.
the major portion of the fuel that everybody needs, and they want to come and pick it. And we cannot stop them because every part of the nation needs
Needs it.
this
Fuel.
product.
Yeah.
How do we, so what is the solution? We identify places, parks, well built, with toilets, with lights, for their convenience and everything, and kitchen. We have about 7 of them scattered around that axis on the express.
Okay.
Around the Lekki.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So as you are coming from wherever, you know you want to come and buy fuel here at Dangote or whatever. You upload what is called authority to load, your ATL.
Okay.
Immediately you are loading it, Dangote tells you that you have to
Wait.
also get a call-up that is from us that
We are calling you. You
like,
can
we are
now
calling you,
come.
we
In
cannot
an
come.
hour's
So
time.
they will now tell us that Mr. Smaila is coming from Kano.
Yeah.
Once he's coming, because we don't know when he will get here, we now said, okay, just go to Park A and stay there.
And chill.
Okay.
Immediately gets to Park A, instead of being on the road.
Login.
He has already logged in.
Yeah.
Immediately he gets to Park A, Dangote is aware that Mr. A is already
waiting.
in Park A. And then the next thing is that, okay, we have fuel now, we are ready for Mr. Smiler, start coming. And the journey will be at just about 5 kilometers to Dangote. And every other time, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So we love,
like
we love
joining
all
this
of this.
business.
Thank you so much first for taking the time to paint the scenario of how this ecosystem really can work and should work. But you see now, the biggest question for me is compliance. Because as with everything else, we all say we want change. But when the change is to start with me, I become resistant. Nigerians have been known to fiercely resist change. So how are you going to ensure compliance across board for the longest with this new e-collab system? What structures have you put in place?
Okay, thank you very much. So, whether we like it or not, if there's breakdown of law and order, a 60 will collapse. I need you to also go and read up the history of the city called Detroit in the US. It was because of collapse of law and order. That's why the city. So there's no city that cannot fail. As a government, it is our job, it is our duty, it is our responsibility to make sure that Lagos State does not fail. So now imagine what Lagos State is contributing to the economy of Nigeria, and that fails. What do you think is going to happen to the economy of Nigeria?
God forbid.
So that means whether we like it or not, we will enforce this. We have been engaging with all stakeholders for almost 2 years, even before Dangote started lifting. We know there will be pushback, there have been pushback. People have come to this radio, to this station before on another segment and say Lagos State just want to collect money. No, it is not about the money. It is about what will happen if we don't. And I say this, their unions, whatever it is, all of them have a way of, and we've been, NADPR is, NNDPR, NNP, DPR, DAPMAN, MOMAN, everyone, NATO, we've been meeting with them for over 2 years.
Okay.
So we're saying that, yes, we had a meeting, even the deputy governor had a meeting with them 2 weeks ago. All of them, the deputy governor himself met with them, we will have to do this. So we have the mandate of the governor of Lagos State that we will enforce this. And we are ready for whatever it is going to take to make sure that, see, your business must so. You see, the thing about freedom is that your own freedom ends where mine starts. Because you want to do a business, you must not. The road is built for everyone to use. My children will want to go to school.
Exactly.
People will have to go to market. People that want to go. And then don't forget, the road network is about, transportation is about tourism. We're all shouting tourism, tourism, tourism. That axis is the tourism area. So what's going to happen to the tourism that we are all shouting for? Dirty December, which is going to start way before December, like they say now in Lagos State. This is another thing anyway. It's starting sometime in August and it's going to run to January. So what will happen to the diasporans that want to come in? If, imagine, a truck breaks down in that axis. And sometimes it's always, and there is, because sometimes what they are, especially the wet cargo, you have to manage it, get in fire service before you can even do any transport or anything. So this is, imagine that is the, I've told you about the 2.2 hour, man-hour loss already. Now,
imagine if there's an accident.
So that's what we're saying. We will enforce it. We know people are going to push back. But as a state,
are ready for them.
We are ready for them.
Okay, let's get in a few
I still want, I know that most of those truck drivers, sorry to use the word, they are very badly behaved. They are ill-trained. And most of the time, it's not like these laws are not there. It's just that most of them don't even comply to it, just as Chika said. So what's the acceptance like for this e-collab? And is there any provision for sensitization and training of those stakeholders involved, everyone involved in this whole stuff? Because if a truck driver does not have a smartphone, or how is it called, computerized
to register
means of doing it, how do you get them to comply?
So like I said, we have been on this with them for the past 2 years.
With training?
Everything, engagement. We've met at least nothing less than 30 times with the entire stakeholder in that ecosystem.
And you have the database of all the drivers?
Oh, we do. So basically, what we do is this. We meet with the tank farm owners. They know them. The person that sells the truck owners too, we know them, so they know their driver. This is also a way for us
to
be
hold
able to capture.
okay.
You understand it now? Because without data, so the thing is, the man that is coming all the way from Benin, I don't want to use that. That's coming all the way from Benin to, do I know him? Is he registered here? Don't forget that our driver's license is central.
Exactly.
And that is why we say as a state that, and that's for commuter drivers that we just spoke to you about now, that if you want to drive as a commercial driver in Lagos, you'll have to go to our Drivers Institute so that we can recertify you. We cannot say you cannot get your national driver's license anywhere, but if you want to
Driving.
live the life of people, of Lagosians in your hand, to drive them, we as a state must certify you that you are okay.
Because there's a special way to drive in Lagos.
I'll tell you something.
Special training.
Mr. Deputy Governor, at our last meeting with them, raised a point, a very salient point. And I'm going to ask you that question. Have you ever seen any professional driver, any driver uses their glass? You see, I want to read now. I'm using my glass. Have you ever seen any of them wear glass?
No, I don't.
So are you telling me all of them?
Can see.
Fantastic eyesight.
So how is that done?
Do you? Have you ever thought about that?
Hey, our lives have been in the hands of
Thank you. And you see them go round into barriers. How do we do that? So this is something we must do to save ourselves, to save the lives of yet our children.
Yes, true. Yeah.
So it's something we must do as a government, and we'll do it.
Getting a few more questions.
So the e-collapse, you have done a good job of just explaining, because all the questions I was coming for you. But you now answered it before I got there.
Right.
So for me is, I remember when the Apapa e-collapse system came up and all the controversies concerning it. So from your answers, I can see that maybe you also use that to make better.
Yes, I can talk. I can talk to that.
Yes, and then you can talk to that, and then also add if this e-collapse system is something that we're looking to expand to other parts of Lagos. As
Okay, so let me explain to you, and I will start with Apapa. I'm very, very grateful to the special advisor now, Adiza Bala Usman, the former MD of. We worked together at that time. For the first time, a major parastatal worked with Lagos State. Myself and the governor, they gave me a mandate then. Myself and my team, it was a team thing, that would have to stop this Apapa crisis. Don't forget, some years back, there will be truck all the way from Apapa down to Palm Grove, even beyond.
Yes.
You don't see that again, right?
No, because
you don't see that again. It was the e-collapse.
Yeah.
Now, what you now see, and we did it because most of the trucks then are the dry cargoes that are going to the port. And we insisted, with the help of MPA, Lagos State, FRSC too, that before you can enter the port, you'll have to. There's a whole lot. In fact, I was lynched. Yes, God, it was God that saved me. Yes, I remember very well. So this is something we've been through. But yes, we are here. In fact, they chose to on me. They wanted to warn me that this is not. It's too graphic for this. But we survived it because we are a determined state that we would do it. Now, the problem you see in Apapa area now is anytime there's fuel crisis, you will see traffic. You know why? Because the wet cargoes were not onboarded into the e-collapse system for Apapa and Tinka. Because that time, there was subsidy. So who was going to take the cost of the e-collapse? Because it's actually a technology. Because they will put barriers, internet and all these things for them. Because we are going to put RFID tags on all these trucks. So it is the RFID tag that will open the barrier for you. If you don't go to the park, if you get to your terminal, either Lekki Free Trade Zone or Dangote or the Lekki DC port, you will not be able to access. It will not open for you. Just like we have at the Lekki. That's the whole point. You get it now. So right now, for this place, learning from what happened there, we'll have to capture everyone here. And definitely MPA is talking about it. They would have to do it. It is something we'll have to do because this is our state. This belongs to us. We see this thing happen all the way. Wherever we go, we're always happy. When we get here, as a nation, can't we do the right thing?
We can.
We can.
See what we've been
We
doing.
should.
People are saying, some people come on TV saying Lagos is this, Lagos is that. But every day, you see the number of people we are arresting every day now for violating environmental sanitation law. And we will not stop. We will not stop.
So let me ask you, I know that this is like its transition period. You know, for this e-collop, is everything set already?
Everything is set.
So they have done the transition already. You have
so we have integrated
Okay.
with all the, so the e-collop system have integrated with all the terminals.
Okay.
They're on board.
Okay.
It is the pushback
Okay.
that we are saying.
That is still stalling a
exactly.
bit. Okay. So what kind of support are you giving them to make them understand that they don't need this pushback? This has to work.
So what we keep telling them is that, okay, so for an average driver that is coming all the way, say from the north, why won't you want to come to somewhere you will stay, relax, chill, eat,
and sleep,
and sleep and wash yourself than staying on the road? But you don't want to stay on the road. What happens? They start defecating on the road.
Another problem.
So what happens? Such markets on the road will come up.
Steal from
you understand it now?
passerby.
And a whole lot of stuff will come up. So it's for them and for us, for their health, for their mental well-being, and then for the entire state that we need a city. And this state is about law and order. And we will stand. The laws are there, and we will stand by the law. We'll protect the law and make sure that it works.
So I love the fact that Lagos State sets the pace. I give it to them. Lagos State thinks ahead and they plan ahead and they execute.
But let
me say thank you to the governor.
When we come back, we'll say thank you to the governor. We are going to thank him very well, you know, because this is a good initiative and it's going to work for the state. But let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still speaking with Honorable Shola Giwa, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation. And you can join the conversation and call us on 0201635 2013 or 09024163440. Tweet us at TVC using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So we still have, you know, questions to ask concerning the call-up, and then we segue into transportation proper in Lagos. Abigail.
So I was just commending the Lagos State government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. You know how it is with Lagos State. The handover is always very smooth because the next governor tries to continue from where the previous one. So I really appreciate the Lagos State governor. But I know that with the Apapa e-call-up, you would have noticed like 1 or 2 lapses that you would want to improve or act upon for this one. So do you have some lapses you want to talk about from the Apapa that you think that has been improved upon in this Lekki-Epe e-call-up?
Yes, there are. I'm being a bit constrained to speak about those things, but I'll just tell you one or two that I would say, because this is what MPA, which is a major MDA, a federal MDA did, and then we are doing something like that, and I wouldn't want to. However, the major thing that we know that was a bit of an issue with them is the RFID tag. And so for this, every vehicle, they will not be using cards to open. So they have an app that's on your phone that you just use like this, or a paper you print out and then you use it and open the barrier. So for us, we don't want that in this case. We're putting RFID tags on each one. So as you are coming already,
it's automatically
sees you and then opens and that's it. So I think that's a major improvement.
So if it doesn't recognize you to know,
you can't fake it.
Yes,
you can't go to cyber.
I think I just leave it there.
All right, so let's speak to other interesting things that are happening in the transport sector, especially in this state. I mean, this is very, very interesting, and I cannot wait to see it all play out. But let's speak to other laudable things that you all are doing, probably working on some things that are in the pipeline when we speak about transport and, you know, enhancing the experience.
Okay, before they start talking about their laudable,
I will hold all of you. Kelvin from Ikorodu. Okay. Kelvin, are you there?
Let's end with laudable.
Carol.
Good morning. I'm not a Yoruba boy.
Okay, it's just a Lagos greeting. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm currently watching your program like this.
Okay.
That man they talk.
Excuse me?
What is that man saying? What is he saying?
What did you hear?
What did you hear?
What he's talking about.
Have you been listening?
What is he talking about? Yes, I've been
talking
So
about.
make your point.
What did you hear?
Make your point.
Hello.
He's talking
We
about
lost
the
him.
e-collab system in the Lekki-Epe.
system.
Can he remember your question before you add yours?
Oh, I do.
Okay, so add yours so he takes it.
No, my own is different. She
Okay.
wants to talk about laudable.
Okay.
Can we leave laudable to the end? There's the Lekki-Epe buses. Sorry, my accent.
Mini buses.
Yes, the mini buses. That were introduced, which was really to help with transportation in Lagos short distances. But the thing is, they've almost become like the
downfalls.
the ones that we have banned,
the
bikes. They are weaving in and out, stopping indiscriminately on the road, causing even more traffic. Please, is this something that has come to your attention? Because there's been lots of complaints about that. And what are you doing about it?
Oh, it is. Thank you very much. So, let me also paint a picture.
Okay.
You see, when we paint the picture, it's always
For better understanding.
for better understanding. So, as a state, we know what is our vehicular needs as a state, as a mega city, as a smart city. And then the posture of the state, the leading of the state transportation policy is mass transit.
Okay.
And that's why you can see so much investment in our red line, our blue line.
Okay.
In fact, just this weekend, we have just gone to unveil new coaches that the governor just received that will add to the turnaround of the blue line.
Okay, good.
You get it now.
Yeah.
So what we are saying is that we want people, just like anywhere you go, you're in China, you're in the UK, or you just want to hop on the train.
Yeah.
And then don't also forget that the green line is starting very soon, that the one that take you to Lekki.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
if
I'm
you have
excited
we
about.
have the purple line also, and the yellow line. All this will come. And then very soon, the blue line the work is going on. By next year, we'll get to Okukumaiko. So what we're saying is that as a state, we are more interested in mass transit, mass movement. Why? I said the vehicular density of Lagos.
Yeah.
We have 400 vehicles per kilometer of road. The number that the train will take off the road.
Yes.
Now, that's that. The number that a high capacity bus will take, what 10 buses will take is what a bus, what our big buses will take. Do you see now? So we are trying to reduce that vehicular density so can reduce 1 hour lost on the road. The more trains you take, you understand it now? And that's why we're also investing in the waterways. Do you understand it now? The Omeko Lagos is also going on very well.
Yeah.
We have over 17 jetties, and the governor has injected about 40 ferries. And let me tell you something that a lot
Before you tell us that thing you want to tell us, we have a caller on the line.
Okay.
I've been
holding
him, yes. Yakubu from Dokwemu. Good morning, Yakub.
Yeah, good morning, Vicky.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
Let me begin by saying this. Thank God the network do the justice to the last caller, because this is a public place, quote and unquote. I don't just call to his stations and then starting saying that what that man is the talk. Who is that man?
Exactly.
Who is that man? That's nonsense. So I've been saying that. Good morning, my guy. Because I call you my guy because I really working to be sincere. I remember a day you have said me one time ago. You may not know me, but I got your number some time ago when I was wrongly arrested by the last man because I parked at bus stop very close to Paco here in Dokwemu.
Okay.
Before you said that rubbish, they ran me up and said that why did I park there? I caused obstruction. I said this is a bus stop, for God's sake. Before you know, one of them, in fact, the guy was not even put on the last man uniform.
Okay.
He jumped into my car, collect my car, and started driving my car towards the Oshodi. But
he
need
saved
somebody
you.
I know,
Okay.
Because I
Do you
need
have a
somebody
question
I
for
need.
him?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please
I have
ask
a
the question. Time is
I
running.
have a question.
Yes.
And then that question is not even really question, it's the observation. My
Okay.
observation is this, sir. What are you guys doing? Because I noticed that if you go to Oshodi, not even only Oshodi, mostly all the commercial drivers, I'm looking towards a day whereby Lagos State will create a station whereby they will be putting on a uniform. Because sometimes you enter but you see some of them, they will not even put on any cloth at all. And then sometimes the bus conductor, if he's sitting down close to the door.
You get the
The
question.
kind of the smile that you be coming out of their body, you cannot be able to resist it.
You got the question?
So-
Okay, yes.
Well,
Yakub, he's got the question. Let him
question is
respond
that-
because of time. Thank you.
Okay, you got
Yeah,
my
he got
question?
it. He got it,
Yeah,
yes.
thank
Please
you.
kindly respond.
I know I'll get to that response in what I was actually talking
Okay,
about.
okay,
You get
okay,
it now?
okay.
So I said, let me tell you a fact. Do you know that out of the 20 legacy local government that we have in Lagos State, 15 of them are connected by waterways? You know what that means?
He's an island now.
Yeah. So a lot of people. So that's why we are investing so much. The government is investing so much in the waterways transportation to decongest our roads. I have told you
Safe
that
waterways.
0.39% of the entire landmass of Nigeria is what Lagos State has.
Yeah.
So we are encouraging people. That's why. So basically here, apart from the mass transit, I'm coming to your question. It's about integrated intermodal system. You hop from the train, you get on a bus.
Okay.
If you don't want to use the bus, you get
Get
from
a
the
ferry.
train, you use a ferry. And then you get on a last mile,
Okay.
first mile, last mile, and that's where I'm going. So, and for that man's question, you can see we are creating hub right now. And at mile 2, we are creating a major hub that will connect the train and the ferry and our BRT buses.
Okay.
And from there, you can even take our lag ride.
Okay.
You get it? That you can. So that is, and the same thing we're doing at Marina.
Okay.
Do you see
Yeah.
where we're going as a state?
Yeah.
That's a hub, a transport hub. Now, talk about this Korokwe. Let me tell you what. So, as a state, we understand that there should be first mile, last mile. First mile, last mile is where you live inside Ikorodu. Those small buses, blue buses, will bring you into your street and bring you out to the major bus, so where you
you now
can
take
hop
the main
probably on a medium bus or
The
our BRT
BRT.
buses.
You get
That's essence. However, we've not been able to satisfy that number that we need. Our bus, our medium bus needs to do our first mile, last mile, it's about 5,000 to be able to feed the needs, the fill in
Of
the gap of the
Lagosians.
needs of Lagosians. You get it now. We've not been able to get that number. So that is it. Now, why you keep on saying Korokwe is very simple. Danfos have become very expensive.
Yes.
So Korokwe, which are really not good, I can tell you, they've been made as far back as 25 years ago. So they are not making Danfos again. That's why you're not seeing new Danfos. So it is new Marua
Yes,
that you
that we
see.
see.
Yeah.
So the cost of a Marua and the cost of a Korokwe is the same thing. Marua will take 2 people. Korokwe will take more than say about 8 people.
Yeah.
Do you see now? But as a state, we don't want a situation where the lives of Lagosians will be put at risk. So in the last 6 months, we have been working on what we call a BRI program, bus road initiative.
Okay.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, so what we're trying to do is that on this Lekki axis is the first one we are trying to do. And saying that all the Korokwe's on that express road will leave the road. We've been meeting with them, but we have given them samples. We have been checking. So, okay, no, I think I should put it like this. If you notice, it is only in Lagos or in Nigeria that someone will buy a Danfo today and say, I'm a transporter.
Ah, just like that.
Just like that. Someone will go and buy, I'm not talking to anybody particularly,
Yes,
go and buy
you didn't
one
mention
bike
names.
and say that I am into logistic.
Away.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, what I'm trying to say in essence is you need to properly register.
Right.
So we're saying that for you to come into the transportation sector, Lamata is an agency that also regulates all transport, all buses in Lagos.
So it must be registered.
Even our lag bus, yes, buses are under them.
Yeah.
So we have operators. Now I'm saying that, okay, for you to be able to operate in these axes, put yourself into, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Put
I wish I
yourself-
could hear more, really, but there's also a very important question I want to ask.
This Korokwe, we need to.
think
I
think
know,
explain this
yes,
Korokwe.
you have
Cast
explained it,
question,
we can get it, right? I think you have to be coming from time to time here, once a month, to come and tell us what Lagos is
Once a
doing.
month.
Once a month, oh yeah, so in terms of transportation, because people really need to know, and you have a good way of breaking it down in simple terms for people Nigerians to understand. But I wanted to ask, because it's a question that has been on the minds of people, especially those who are living in that Lekki axis. Are there alternative roads that will be coming soon? It's quite scary to just have one entrance and one exit in that road?
Are you getting another express now?
Yes, so that's what I'm asking.
The coastal road is there.
Is one.
Our
Is there
own
another
regional
alternative?
route, yes, is coming there. And
Okay.
I'm also tell you,
Okay.
there's another major one that is coming. It's called the Lagoon Highway.
Okay.
This will start all the way from it's not Sura. After Sura, what's this place called? Ilubini.
Okay.
Oh,
It starts from Ilubini, join the Tumbling Bridge from Ilubini.
Okay.
You will be and it goes straight like that behind Freedom Park. You
Okay.
will go behind Park View.
Okay.
We'll Park View, Freedom Park. We'll go through Chevron. So the coast that's line until it gets to far into Epe axis. So if you are living in Lekki, Freedom Way, sorry.
Freedom Way.
So if you are living in Lekki, for example, you don't have to come to the express. You just join that bridge on your right, and then you bust out on Third Mainland Bridge.
So sorry, what's happening to the one from Freedom Way to Lekki Phase?
The work is going on. In fact, that one will also join it. Say if you are living in Osborne, for example, you are living in, say, Northern Foreshore. I'm just saying, or Park View,
Okay.
or even Banana. You do not need to come out to
To the express.
even to Gerard's.
Yeah, Gerard.
You just go back, join them, and then you keep. So if you are
Because
friends,
they all come out
so
together.
that's the thing that we're doing in Lagos. So if you can see that picture, that means this is because we don't want that real estate.
Time schedule. When are we
To
expecting
be.
all these things?
All these things to materialize.
timeline.
All these things
What's
cost
the
money,
timeline?
and Mr. Governor, yes, I give him kudos. He's a financial engineer. He understands all these things and he's putting everything in perspective, and they're already on board. Yes, he knows how to raise funds for this project. He knows how to deliver, and there's never any time he says he's going to deliver that he doesn't deliver. So kudos to
Yeah,
Mr. Governor.
laudable
Chika,
achievement.
yes.
Yes,
I was
that's what
getting
he's
to that.
covered. He covered it.
That's basically what we
everything
do.
he said, the new.
The new
I
road
would,
that we're
I would
going.
have asked
Those are the
about
things
the
that-
status of the Fourth Mainland Bridge, but I think that's very.
So there's something I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
In the next 1 month, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority will be 25.
25 years.
25 years since,
wow.
and it was actually created by the present president of Nigeria when he was the governor of Lagos State.
Yes.
And we'll be having a traffic conference in a hotel on the 15th of July to 17th of July.
Okay.
A
Are we
major
invited?
Oh, definitely.
So-
we will be there.
Okay.
In fact, we expect one of your presenters to be part of it.
Okay.
And some we're still going to come here to come and talk about
the
what
event.
we've been through, where we're going as a state, and what we're doing with last mile, and the things that have changed.
Yeah.
And basically, enforcement generally. And I tell you this, people don't love enforcement, but as a state
You will
that
have
is
to.
ruled by law and order, that is what we stand by.
Yeah.
To make Lagos State good, better than we are, have something that is good for our children that are coming, even the generation years on board.
Yeah.
We must, as a state, be firm and make sure that law and order
Yeah.
is in place.
Thank you so much, Honorable Shola Giwa, for joining us today to talk about this. Like I said, it's not a bad idea to come once a month and intimate Nigerians on what you're doing in, your
What the government
purview,
is doing.
what the government is
What Mr.
doing,
Government-
yes,
governor
your
is doing.
purview, and also other, ministries, departments. They should make it a point of duty to enlighten Nigerians. Many Nigerians are not
believe the
aware.
information.
So it's easy to just sit in one corner and complain. This is not
Right,
working.
yeah,
That's not
oblivious.
working.
Yeah,
And you're not
what's going on.
aware of what is happening in those. So it's important that you have your spokespeople come from time to time to intimate Nigerians. Now we're aware of the call-up system, the benefits of the call-up system, and what we're going to be looking out for. So if you hear a conversation outside and somebody is saying, no, they just want to collect money, you can educate the
actually,
person.
yeah.
It's not about the money, it's about the system working so that Lagos is
Can
a
work as
better
a
place.
city, yes.
Thank
For
you.
ease
Thank
of
you so
traffic
much.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
We
your
have been
time.
speaking with the Honorable Shola Giwa, Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation. And he has blessed us with knowledge on what Lagos is doing in terms of transportation. Thank you so much, ladies, for your contributions. And for the callers who were able to call in, please, we do not insult our guests. Yes, for subsequent callers, you have to be respectful when you're making your comments to the guests in the house, okay?
Our
Thank you so
YouTubers.
much. YouTubers, thank you
We
so much.
appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you for your comments. Sorry we couldn't take any of that. And that's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow, Thursday. It's still your view English, right?
Yeah.
Right, ladies?
Yeah.
Bye-bye now.
Take it, Jay.